What up? It's your tall guy. You guys, we are back at Universal Studios Hollywood because this video is all about the Midsummer Scream aftermath. It's actually what I'm probably going to title the video. We have a lot of meat on the bones to chew off, and when I'm talking about meat on the bone, I'm talking about we have a bucket of KFC to finish. Announcements, John Murdy announcements. It was a wild weekend over at Midsummer Scream Convention, a fun weekend though. But there's a lot to talk about inside the parks, guys. For our HHN, small park updates, even that Fast and Furious roller coaster update too. But nonetheless, let's go inside the park, have a conversation about what's to come. Most important, have fun. If you guys haven't done so already, drop a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends, guys. Let's head on inside. We're actually out here mighty early, just 20 minutes only after opening, and these crowds are all here for the same reason. Super Nintendo World, it's brand new, it's fresh, and ain't old. We got people in cosplay still. It's great, love to see it. Gotta hit them with the and action, but Universal pay your employees because they're on strike. Let's go. Good morning, Rob. Congratulations on 50 years with Universal Studios Hollywood.
Thank you so much. Now we're talking. What a good day it is too. We're gonna have a blast today.
We're gonna have fun?
Yo, have fun. Now we're talking.
There it is. Congrats, Rob. We love to see it. And just a really quick update, guys. I actually had a plan that I was gonna do a little Toad's Cafe QR code update, but the minute I came into the parking lot with my QR code, it was telling me that there are no availability times, and I got to the parking lot like around 8:15 or so, and I'm refreshing in the park and I still got nothing. So that tells me people scanned in, probably used my hack. I don't know. Hey, shout out to you guys for beating me to it, but as of 8:20, 8:30, no reservations to get in. Hopefully you can just walk straight into the land and maybe get a walk up in time, but QR code is up to date, but there are no availabilities today. It's crazy, but I'm sure it refreshes every other 30 minutes or hour or so, so just keep checking. As we make our way into the main plaza area, we still got walls and scrims and tarps all over the New York Street area. Poor Stella, still got them termites. We're gonna go talk to her soon about that when we get the chance. But I'm sure y'all already know where we're walking to. We got our confirmation over at Midsummer Scream, John Murdy himself, what this maze over here is gonna be. We were all half right and half wrong, so can't be mad at it.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. How about an announcement right out of the gate? Monstros, the monsters of Latin America.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Monstros of Latin America house. This is gonna be an original maze, as y'all know, but it's gonna be a combo house with 3 Latin American folklore monsters in it. So everybody on Twitter, including me, was saying that this was gonna solely be a La Lechuza house, which we were sort of right and sort of wrong. La Lechuza is gonna be here in the maze, along with 2 other folklore monsters, El Cibon, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Tlalapuchi. Tlalapuchi. I'm sure I got it right, hopefully. Now, what we know is La Lechuza and Tlalapuchi are both sort of witch owls and bird witches that, you know, hunt on babies and innocent children for the most part. El Cibon is a monster of his own. He hunts on drunks and women handlers. Now that he's gonna be on stilts, which is amazing to see. Now, aside from me talking about this, let me clip in what Murdy had to say from Midsummer Scream real quick, and here you are.
Many of these Latin American myths and legends, you know, they're all passed down orally for hundreds of years. In fact, Tlalopuchi, some people think the origins of the story go back to Aztec times. That's how old it is. It flies to the house of its victim, and it sucks the blood out of them. It doesn't bite them like a vampire. It sucks the blood through the skin, and it leaves these telltale bruises and markings. So Tlalopuchi is the first of our monsters. And I'll give you a little facts as we go along. So this is our iteration of Tlalopuchi. We kind of have 2 different versions going on here. The one you see in the white dress that's more pale skin, that's a brand new Talalapucci, just started feeding. The one you see in the red, that's a Talalapucci that's been around for a while and has ingested a lot of blood. This monster is La Lechuza. Some of you were right on the internet. Some of you, I think they're doing La Lechuza. I have no idea how you got that, but you were right. And again, you can go on the internet and read all about this. There's like endless Reddit pages about people's encounters with La Lechuzas. But one thing that it does is late at night, if you're in your house and you hear a baby crying, don't go outside. Because the La Lechuza can disguise its voice to sound like an infant crying. And then when you go out of the house to see what's going on, it swoops down and picks you up. The monsters are real. And this is our design for La Lechuza. Nice. And that brings us to our third and possibly last monster. And that is El Silban. I bet you didn't figure this one out, right? Nobody?
I did.
Okay. Woods, the grandfather comes up to him and hands him the sack of his father's bones, his murdered father's bones, and says, "You are condemned for all time to carry the bones of your murdered father on your back." And he disappears into the woods and he's not seen again. And then eventually this creature comes out of the woods that is now known as El Silban. And it's a towering creature. Some say he's like 10, 12 feet tall. Really, really skinny, carrying the bones of his murdered father on his back. And he's known for his distinctive whistle that kind of rises and falls. If you hear this whistle and it sounds far away, that means El Silban is actually really close. But if you hear the whistle and it sounds close, that actually means he's far away. So we'll give you a monstro fact about El Silban.
Now, originally I speculated that I thought this was really going to be a daycare center, but with the announcement coming from Mr. Scream Murdy, said that this was going to be a mausoleum, and obviously now we see it. Now that we got candles, photo frames of the loved past ones on those coffin holes up there, it just kind of threw me off because I thought mausoleums were all identical, but maybe way back in the day, century ago maybe, they're all different shapes and sizes. But with the concept art of the facade, you can't see, but over the wall we got way more mausoleum coffin holes in there. According to Murdy, it's a two-story mausoleum, and it's out there and it's real. Not to mention too, Murdy did also go into detail about how pre-shows are going to be very important this year. As a matter of fact, when these walls come down and extend more out this way of the maze, we're going to be getting a pre-show character, more of an icon for the maze. Death with no name, that's what he likes to call him, but they ended up just calling him El Muerto. Death essentially on stilts, explaining the story of the three monsters that we're going to encounter. It's going to be great. Hopefully they stick with the pre-shows as long as HHN could go. Hopefully it doesn't clog up the lines too bad, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Spanish for death. And he is going to be the guy you meet out in front. He's the pre-show, if you will, for this haunted house. He's going to be telling you the story about these three monsters. And he's designed with an articulated jaw so that the actor wearing the mask can lip sync to track. And you're going to see he's kind of the bookends of the haunted house as well. Nice. So when we came up with this idea for the cemetery, we thought, well, this is cool. This will be like the portal that you go through that transports you to all the world of these different monsters.
I'm very grateful that we got, we're continuing the tradition of Mexican folklore houses here. We did not just get La Lechuza, but we got two other monsters joining it. Let me know if you're excited for that. I'm hella excited. Murdy did mention that the maze, there's gonna be a lot of indoor scenes, a lot of it taken outdoors for El Silban, I believe, because he's based in the forest and whatnot. It's just gonna be a crazy house, I'm gonna say. Now, it's even crazier is the scare zone that's gonna be coming. Let's talk about that real quick. And really quick, just checking out the exit of the maze. No details to come yet, just tall black walls. I can predict that a lot of this is gonna be the outdoor scenes for El Silban. I believe he is gonna be the final act of the maze. Starting off, the beginning of the maze is probably gonna be Talalapucci, La Lechuza, and ending off with El Silban. Can't wait to see that. But here's our exit. Now our scare zone. Still leading out to the maze. There's no official work yet with the announcement, but the name of our scare zone, El Terror de los Mumias, which translates to the terror of the mummies, or terror of the dead, almost the same thing, not exactly. Essentially, this scare zone is going to be filled with mummies, skeletons, the living dead, essentially. Now let's talk about that. From the presentation, we were kind of thrown off. Everyone was like, what in the world is a scare zone going to be based around? But Murdy's description, he said it best, but to paraphrase, essentially is what they came up with. There was a bunch of these old movies based on mummies and whatnot. But Murdy said this best, so I'm gonna let him explain the scare zone, because I'm still trying to understand it just a little bit. So take it away, Murdy.
When you come out of this house, we're going to keep everything going with this theme and take you to a brand new scare zone called El Terror de las Momias. And this is all about inspiration. And the person who supplied the inspiration is Mr. Patrick Quinn. Hey, you know, in the 1950s in Mexico, there was these really specific horror movies they made about Aztec mummies. And, you know, there's like mummies fighting wrestlers and mummies fighting evil robots. But he wanted to do something with that idea, but do our Horror Nights original version. So that meant that Pat had to create like a multiverse of movies that don't actually exist for the movie. And these are going to be used in the scenic, but they're also going to be used in the video that's part of the scare zone as well. So the idea is here that they made this movie, The Mummy That Couldn't Die, and it was a huge hit. And they were really excited to make a sequel. So they made The Mummy versus the Undead Skeletons in classic horror movie tradition. If it succeeds once, make 20 of them. Revenge of the Mummy, but by now, you know, the box office is not doing quite as well as the first movie in the series, but they gave it another go, and they did Escape from the Mummy's Crypt. But then, by this point, they've kind of run they played out the thread for these mummy movies, and so they decided to go in a different direction, and they did Blood of the Skeleton Queen. And they introduced a brand new character, the Skeleton Queen, but the box office wasn't quite there, so they went, you know, that didn't do so well. Let's just bring back the Mummy and mash it together and do The Mummy versus the Skeleton Queen. But that didn't do that well at the box office either. So by the end, they just said, oh, whatever, just a Village of the Dead, you know, Village of the Undead. Costumes to light, so here's like the full cast.
Nice.
Except Morte. Morte wasn't invited, apparently. He's not in there. But this is all the work that Christina and her team does to produce these hundreds and hundreds of costumes for Horror Nights.
Now what I do see coming back, if you guys remember from the scare zone from last year, how we had those screens kind of just introducing the monsters that were probably going to be coming up through the scare zone or just popping up throughout the scare zone. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting those same screens back in action, kind of just labeling the movies and what mummy or skeleton are we going to be popping up against. So I see those prop pieces coming back, maybe some new ones, not too sure, but it'll be interesting to see. All right, you guys, I was mistaken. I was wrong. This whole time I thought the Hudson Gate was gonna be the Exorcist Believe when they announced it. Turns out it is not gonna be coming here. It's gonna be going to Soundstage 22, which is over down to the lower lot area by Holidays in Hell. There's no announcement to what's going to be coming here yet, but if we look over to the speculation map, looks like Evil Dead Rise, the film that recently got released this year, it's going to be coming to the Hudson Gate Maze Horror Hotel, whatever you want to call it. Am I excited? Yeah, sure, why not? It was. I saw the movie. It was all right. I could easily see it be translated into a maze in there. So just gotta wait for that announcement.
I know, right? You know how it is.
You know our cousins, don't you?
How's it feel for me down here now?
Oh, it's nice.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
nice. I said to my son, I said, let's just sit.
Yeah,
play a
enjoy
little
the
game
day,
of cards,
right?
Say hello to the neighbors.
I will say, you know, it's just as easy to people watch. If anything,
Oh,
easier
like
because
that.
you see it closer. You know what I mean?
Easier.
Yeah.
What
How
are we playing?
you doing, honey?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Checking out the spooky stuff that's coming this year.
Oh, I don't
Oh
like
man,
that
we
business.
got crazy announcements over the weekend,
Oh,
but
I don't like that business.
Oh,
I
did they
like
make
to lock
official
myself in the
announcements?
car.
they made official announcements.
There you
We
go. All
got-
right, now people know what to look for.
Oh.
We got exorcisms
Get a
happening.
shot of that. See that?
Oh,
piece
That's
of
what
hearts.
Mother does right here.
That's rough. That's
This is
rough.
more. An elephant.
Oh, we got on ace.
They say lightning don't strike. They say lightning don't strike twice, but I'm
Right.
racing
It
right
sure
now.
did. There
Oh,
you
great,
go.
good. I won a 4.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
That hurts.
There it
a little.
is. There it is. I love to see it.
But this is.
Take the toe, Ma. Take the toe. Toe for you. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I said let's call
Uh-huh.
this game. Just have a 2.
I love
That's
it.
what we do.
Hey, well, y'all have a good day.
All right, take
I'm
care.
gonna get on with that. Take care. Hopefully the house gets fixed soon.
Oh, thank you, honey. Come for some lunch.
We will.
Come for
Nice
some
deli.
lunch.
I ain't gonna lie. That whole sideline, I just cannot get used to, guys. Cannot get used to. I'm used to seeing the sound stages there, and it's just all demolition. That is crazy. What's to come for this? Let's talk. At this point, we're just waiting for construction to go vertical. To be honest, we're here almost every week, so to see the progress on this is gonna be happening is gonna be very exciting. Still leveling out the ground. I'm sure the plans are already done for how this coaster is gonna go around the park and whatnot. As soon as we get those tracks in, man, we'll be here to see it and cover it. Exciting times. Universal, hey, I'm just saying, invite a tall guy out to the premiere of this roller coaster. Get my name out there, guys. Love y'all. All right, you guys, let's make our way over to the studio tour, get the shots. Hope we can get the updates from there. If you guys haven't already, I've already uploaded a Midsummer Scream video, cosplay video on the Instagram, SoCal Tall Guy, if you want to check that out. And a vlog, just a general overall vlog of my whole 3-day weekend there. It was cool. Want to check it out, drop a like. Appreciate y'all.
We'll pass by a few more sound stages. The stages in this area are primarily used for television. One of the shows recent to the area, Barricade, also got the Duesenberg here from our 1999 version of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz. The Chevy truck kind of sitting back in there a little bit is from the fourth Fast and Furious film, the old Tommy police car from the Johnny Depp film Public Enemies, Smith's Piano. From that though, we find ourselves at a very historic set. The Bates Motel. In the distance is the Psycho House. These are two of the oldest freestanding sets in all of Hollywood. Like I said a little bit ago, a lot of construction going on. I see some fencing going on here. We have begun prep work for upcoming Halloween Horror Night events. Those are starting on September 7th and running on select nights throughout September and October through Halloween. Also, as we pass by the very front of the Psycho House, you want to look to the upstairs window, the upper left face. You should be able to wave hello to Mother. She's up and in there, rocking back and forth. Beauty regimen, who am I to judge? We'll pass her and continue into another fantastic set, the incredible crash site from Steven Spielberg's version of War of the Worlds. And in theaters back in 2005, starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Tim Robbins, and Justin Chaplin. And in case you were wondering, yes, this is an actual aircraft. 747 was destroyed specifically.
Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Lasso experience, built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so.
All right, we made it over to our Last of Us point of view maze. We got some entry points here and there, barricades. Check that out, guys. Our QZ is being set up. Can't really make what that says right there on the wall. I'm gonna have to whip out the iPhone for that one, but got texture work happening. Hopefully pre-shows do become a thing. We get a nice pre-show for this. Just imagine that. Get 100 infected coming out, attacking each other. That'd be kind of sick, nah? Then just stretching down, we got 10 all the way over there. We got some work towards the end. Nothing too major to speculate on, but man, these clickers over at Midsummer Scream, I saw a real cool clicker cosplay. Now just looking at that, I don't know if they're gonna use the same mask that Immortal Mask Company uses for their so-called clickers. They obviously can't use the name clicker, they call them spores due to copyright reasons, but curious if Universal's gonna be using the same mask or sculpting their own kind of thing. They are working with Naughty Dog, so that is exciting. I'm hoping they do sculpt their own mask, prosthetics in the use and everything, especially for the bloater. That thing is going to be massive. Wouldn't expect it to be on stilts. I'm just imagining they use a really tall scare actor. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, now let's talk about our Terror Tram POVs, what we saw. First and foremost, the holidays, not confirmed holidays in hell. It's still rumored, but everyone is speculating it's going to be holidays in hell because of the facade is the exact same cookie cutter of it. But for Stranger Things, the door was not open for the sound stage that it's next to. Couldn't peep in there to see what's going on, but we know they want to keep everything in there a little secret because it's going to be massive. It's going to be the face of the event. You already know that, and The Last of Us is going to draw the crowds in here. Now, aside from that, last week we got an announcement of Exorcist Believer coming to HHN, coming to Soundstage 22. The movie has not released yet, but once that movie does come, from what it looks like, it's going to be a combo house of the original Exorcist and the new movie coming out. So it's definitely going to be just a half and half maze. You know, we're going to get some of what we've already got in the previous years and some new material for this year. And over at Midsummer Scream during the panel, Murdy did tease us with one slide during his PowerPoint presentation for what the Terror Tram could be hinted at. Speculation map from HHN Nightmares on Twitter speculated that we were going to get Exterminatorz back, which was an old scare zone back in 2000. Don't quote me on this. I'm going to say 2013. I'm going to do my research, maybe correct myself. But Exterminators were essentially mutated bugs in exterminator suits killed humans. They flipped the switch. So we got Terror Tram POV. We got the facade work happening. We saw crew workers working on that. And by the Bates Motel, we already saw walls and woodwork going up and whatnot. So that's really cool to see. The Nope experience in Terror Tram is now open. Whether they're going to open that up this year, I don't know, make an extension of it to the Exterminators, or possibly do a whole Jordan Peele thing again. We'll have to see. Personally, Jordan Peele thing was cool, but I think the scare actors could do so much better as far as scaring people and whatnot. So I would personally love to see an extension of Exterminators rather than see Jordan Peele's reimagining again. And lastly, guys, let's talk about our Curious George Maces, which was announced. Universal Monsters Unmasked, and we still got Chucky. Well, let's talk about our monsters, shall we? Now, our monsters are taking place in Paris, and the maze is going to be featured deep beneath the catacombs of Paris. Yes, you heard it here. Now, the facade is going to be interesting. It's actually going to be a newspaper article. In that booth we've been talking about for a while, let's see if I can grab an old clip from my viewings in the Curious George parking lot. That is not a ticket booth. That is actually going to be a newspaper stand, and animatronic skeleton is going to be there kind of telling you the story and the newspaper of what it's about today. So, our monsters, we're getting the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Quasimodo, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, the Invisible Man, and the Phantom of the Opera. Murdy also maybe hinted that the bride may be in the maze. Who knows?
A new score for Universal Monsters Unmasked. It's a track called Silent Screams that features the work of Slash and Stacey Quinolti. Have a listen.
What are your thoughts, guys? We're essentially getting another Monsters Collide maze. 4 to 5 monsters this time around. Let me know in the comment section below if you're excited. I'm hella excited. Just give us the merch, please. More monster merch dedicated to the HHN. I'd love to see it. What I am interested in and totally excited for is the Invisible Man himself. We're going to get the same Invisible Man we saw in Universal Monsters back in 2018, where he had the black light costume. You know, he just kind of shined in that black light environment. It was awesome. Did you guys hear we're getting more monsters this year? New monsters? Oh, not a fan, I'm sorry. I think you'll be there. We're getting the Hunchback, Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, who plays the piano, you know? No, you're not a fan of them, are they? No. No, he definitely hates them. He's right behind you. He could be right behind you. Hey, but you guys will always be my favorites, just know that. Always be my favorites. Just because, you know, we're tall. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I don't speak monster, but I'm sure you said nice things. Bye bye.
Bye.
High fives. You guys, we just about made it to the end of the conversation, but I wanted to do something really special for those who stuck around to the end. Didn't want to announce this in the beginning, only for those who stuck around to the end of the video and show their support. So, if you're still here, you get to enter in this raffle. I will buy you any shirt you want from Halloween Horror Nights that's released so far. We got Chucky, Last of Us, Exorcist, and Stranger Things. So, let me explain how to enter this small little raffle I'll do for y'all. All you have to do is simply like this video, make sure you subscribe to me, and comment your favorite house so far that has been announced for this year. What are you excited for? And that's all. And once I reply to you in the comment section down below, I'm gonna give you instructions to follow me on Instagram, and we'll DM each other your size and info. We'll just, and I'll ship it out to you. More than happy to. More than happy to give back to the community because you guys do show your support towards my channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. So, with that being said, what's next? I can't talk about Midterm Scream anymore because we've already went. Go show that video some love if you haven't seen it already, or check out the cosplay compilation on my Instagram at SoCal Tall Guy. Other than that, guys, we still plan on hitting Knott's Berry. I'm planning on hitting Knott's Berry Farm tomorrow to talk about Scary Farm for another Midsummer Scream Aftermath. And hell yeah, you can.
Hey guys, we're at Universal today.
First time?
No,
Many times?
all the time.
Follow
Love
me,
it here.
SoCal Tall Guy.
Bye.
There it is. So, as I was saying, Midsummer Scream Aftermath for Scary Farm. Got a lot to talk about there. And Fright Fest. Yo, who knew Fright Fest was gonna go that hard for Halloween season? Conjuring and Saw X. Kudos to you guys. Me and Dalen plan to be there day one, night one. It's gonna be a blast. Other than that, guys, the plan for Halloween season is to be somewhere Thursday and Friday, both live streaming and just somewhat vlogging. I just love to capture everything for the moment. So yeah, live streams. So be sure to be subscribed and post notifications turned on to catch. All right, I'm done talking, I promise. Drop a like, comment down below, guys. You'll catch this tall guy at the next theme park. I am out of here. Dude, yo, he's so cute.
All right, everybody in line, if you can hear me, cheer for Tom! Woo! If you can hear me, be quiet. We have to go over some ground rules.
Later, pal. Thank you.